Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. If you're new here, hi and welcome. My name is Caroline and I love nail polish. I have been an avid collector for a few years now, and beyond that have loved nail polish since I was a teenager. So I love sharing my hauls with you, talking about the colors, the formulas, and why I purchased some of the colors. So if you are new here, make sure to hit that little subscribe button down below. That way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. And in today's video, we are doing a little cluster of hauls. These are a number of polishes that I got quite a few places actually. The Trust Fund Beauties were a really good deal on eBay. These were new in the box. A lot of these were from Walmart. One was from a grocery outlet. And this one, I actually don't remember if I found this at maybe TJ Maxx or where I got that. It might have been TJ Maxx. In any case, we've got about 12 polishes to go over. I have done some swatching on a swatch wheel previously, and that'll show up in a video in that little corner as we talk about each polish. So let's go ahead and dig in. This first color is a Trust Fund Beauty. This one is called Fly Private. I will say this one was way brighter in person than I thought it would be, given the little pictures that I was looking at online. I was thinking it was going to be a deeper tone of pink, but given the price that I found these on eBay, it's okay. I got them for about $5 a bottle, which is really good considering on the Trust Fund Beauty website they are about $15. This seller on eBay was doing a buy one get one free and only selling the bottles for $10 a piece. So really good deal. I got the one that I was most curious about here. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but this one is a bright hot pink. I don't think it's maybe quite a neon, but it is very close. It is, like I said, a bit of a lighter tone that I was expecting, so it's not exactly my favorite color of pink, but we'll try it maybe next summer. Although I will say that the tones of pinks and this one leaning a bit more purple are definitely a bit more of my favorite tones of this family of pink, because they are definitely in that same ballpark. But in any case, this one was Fly Private and it's a very hot pink. The next one that I got from Trust Fund Beauty in that same seller is this one called Let's Get Weird, and this one was a little bit of a letdown as well, and I'll explain why. It was described as a metallic indigo, and it's more purple. Not that that's a disappointment, but the formula itself was definitely one that needed 3 coats to completely make it opaque, and it's definitely not as metallic as I was thinking it would be. With all of this metallic shimmer that you're seeing at the back of the bottle where it sort of settled was more of how I was thinking it would look on the swatch, and it's definitely not how it looks. It comes across more as a purple shimmer polish. The formula for shimmer polishes, as usual, was a sheerer formula, so you definitely needed that 3rd coat. Again, it's a beautiful color. It's just, given what it looks like and how many purple polishes I already have, I don't think it was necessarily a must-have, and I was sort of hoping that it would be more unique to my collection than it turned out to be. But that was Trust Fund Beauty, Let's Get Weird. The next one is another one that I will have to do some swatches of, but it was one of their cream polishes. I did get 2 creams and then 2 of their special formulas. This one is called Zero Carbs, and this is a beautiful tone of this grayed out purple. The best way that I can describe this tone of grayed out purple is it's sort of like if you took a piece of grape bubblegum and chewed it all day long. That probably sounds gross, but that's what I think of every single time I see this particular shade of this grayed out purple. And it's one of my favorite tones for fall, for winter. It's just a beautiful tone, and I absolutely love it against my skin tone, which was a big surprise the first time that I wore. I think it was a julep color that I can't think of what it was called, but it was in this sort of grayed out purple, and it also dried to a matte finish. And I loved it. I mean, I liked the color in the bottle, but I positively loved it on. So it has sort of, over the past few years, it made me want to pick up these colors more and more. So I do have quite the collection of this type of color. So I will have to do some side-by-side comparisons here soon. Those will be coming up here, goodness, hopefully in the next few months, or maybe early 2022. That still sounds so weird to say that we're more than halfway through 2021. Anywho, this is a beautiful color and I do really like this. It was a bit more on the squishy side than I was expecting for a cream. This other one, the Fly Private, the hot pink, was more opaque on that first coat than this one was. Now that I'm looking at the swatch after it's dried, it probably could have used a third coat, so it might not be the best formula for it being just a cream, but like I said, it's a beautiful color. It is one that I enjoy, so we'll have to see how it ends up comparing to a few other brands. The brushes on these bottles are not my favorite, but I did find them fairly easy to work with, considering we do have some other brushes here like the Sally Hansen, which I'm pretty sure is a fairly similar brush to it, but I didn't mind these brushes as much as I did the Sally Hansen, so maybe they're a little bit fuller than the one from Sally Hansen, but we'll get to that here in a minute. So that was Trust Fund Beauty's Zero Carbs. Then moving on to the reason I decided to track down Trust Fund Beauty in the first place, and that was this one called Boisterous. When I went to their website, I think it was because it was advertised on Facebook, I kept seeing this one, and look at the flash in this. The shimmer is really beautiful. It is this unusual sort of maroon brown base, and then it's loaded with a shimmer that shifts between this blue, like icy blue-green, to a pink at the edges, and I think even orange. Really unique to my collection. I still don't have anything like this, even from an indie, which I find very surprising. So I really was curious about this, and I think it's going to be a beautiful one for fall. Actually, I think there's a little bit of a flaky in this one, which has got to be a mistake because it's only one showing up there. But this one I did swatch over this next polish here by LA Colors. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a view of what it would look like paired with a darker undie polish, and I thought that it looked really beautiful. The shimmer in it really popped over that darker base, but you could use a lighter tone if you wanted to maintain the sort of a lighter marsala looking color that it has in the bottle. But I thought over the darker toned red it looked really beautiful as well. So that again was Trust Fund Beauty's Boisterous. And then moving on to our next color, this is back to a cream formula. This is from LA Colors, and this one is called Go Getter. This is a beautiful color, you guys. I'm really excited to add this to my fall rack. It is a beautiful tone, very sort of brick red, which is not quite what you see in the bottle. In the bottle, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more on the like reddish mauve side of things, a bit of a grayed out tone. What I found a bit surprising is it does dry to a matte finish, which was a pleasant surprise. I will say on my swatch, it didn't dry matte all the way around the edges of the nail, which I find a little bit weird because it's still not 100% matte. So I don't know if that's just my little nail swatch is over here being problematic or what the case is, but I will say that I would want to wear this in a matte finish because it looks amazing that way. And it's another just beautiful, beautiful color. The formula again on this was a bit more on the sheer side than I was expecting for it being a cream formula, but it worked nicely, built up beautifully in 2 coats. So again, really excited to try this one, and it is a stunning, stunning color. So that was Go Getter by LA Colors. Next up, and another one that we are going to be looking at as a topper, is this one also by LA Colors, this time in their Color Craze line, and this one is called Passion Play. This is another one that I think is going to be really beautiful in the fall, especially early fall. It is this sort of pinky orange with some orange to pink shimmer going on. It is a shimmer bomb. It is so gorgeous, has so many beautiful shifts. Formulas like this from LA Colors really surprised me because you'd think looking at the bottle that this was an indie. It's beautiful and pretty well done. I will say the brush isn't my favorite, but it is at least a wider brush. It's just a bit on the fluffy side, not too bad, but it does create sort of a puffy feel when you're putting on the nail, whereas flatter wide brushes are a little bit easier to apply the polish. At least that's how I feel. But it is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I built this up in 2 coats, and then I did go back and use it over this other LA Colors Go Getter. And as you can see, it's a really beautiful effect over that darker tone. I thought it looked gorgeous. So this is another one that I'm really excited to use this fall, and that was Passion Play by LA Colors. The next one is this one by Essie. This one is actually in their Treat, Love, and Color formula. I found this one at Grocery Outlet for $3 and some change. And I don't think I have many of this line, if any. So I was really curious about it. I thought that the color was really intriguing in the bottle. You see this sort of mix between silver and sort of a pinky purple shimmer in it. Really beautiful combination. I will say on the nail, it wasn't exactly mind-blowing. It does dry in its natural state to a little bit of a matte, semi-matte finish, but I really just, I don't know, I feel sort of iffy about this one. It's not amazing on the nail, but I could see this being really nice in a winter mani, so I'll have to give it a try and see how I like it. I was pleased by the brush though. Let me just show you in case you can't see it in the swatch video, but this is a beautiful brush. This is the kind of brush that I want to see in my polish. It is nice and wide with that sort of rounded tip, and it is narrow, so you don't have to worry about a lot of fluffy brush sticking up from the nail. It's flat to your nail. So this one I thought had a beautiful brush. I really enjoyed that. And other than that, that's about all the excitement I can muster for that one. Unfortunately, like I said, the color just didn't blow me away, but it is nice. And again, I'm curious to try the Treat Love and Color formula and see if that does anything for my nails. I don't know if that's something that I'm going to be able to figure out in one mani. If you have any experience with them, let me know, and also let me know which favorite colors you have in this line. But that was, again, Essie in their Treat Love and Color line, and that was, oh goodness, where did they put the name on these things? Oh, I didn't even tell you guys, it's Laced Up Lilac. There you go. Next up is this one by Salon Perfect. This one is called Sequin Sisters, and this is a beautiful glittering blue. It's got iridescent glitter, it has shimmer, it's a really beautiful color. I hate the brush, you guys. I hate the brush on this. I actually even went looking for a replacement brush. I have empty bottles from making my own nail polish, and I really wanted to replace this brush. It's, I don't know why I don't like it as much as some of the other thinner brushes, but it was, for this formula especially, my least favorite to work with of a lot of these. This one's a close second though. In any case, it is a beautiful color of blue, and I do really like the ingredients that they have in here. It comes off looking really beautiful on the nail, although with even just the 2 coats, you're not getting full opacity, which again is not surprising with this, but it's the type of formula that I would have felt putting a 3rd coat would have globbed it on. So I'm not too pleased with that. So in order to see if it would play well as a topper, you're going to see me put this over Orly's Blue Tango. And I thought that the colors looked pretty decent together. It does sort of darken it up to have it over that color by Orly, but I thought it looked really nice. The shimmers that you're going to see over that darker color are going to pull towards the pink side of things. So if you wanted to maintain the shimmer that you're seeing, which isn't quite as noticeably pink when this was layered over itself, you could choose a lighter blue and go that way. I wouldn't probably go with something this light, but maybe a mid-toned blue, maybe something along the lines of this Sinful Colors here. This one is called Blew Me Away, and that might be a good mid-tone blue to use. But again, I thought that it did look pretty nice over that Orly, but still not very impressed with the formula. So that was by Salon Perfect, and that was Sequin Sisters. The next one is by Sally Hansen. This one is Hard as Nails. This one is called Hard Bitten. And to be perfectly honest, as I was watching this, I'm like, why did I get this again? It's been sitting in my haul area for quite a while. I've been sort of busy doing my hauls on my polish pickups, handmade creations, and all of those. So my little polishes that I buy here and there, I think this was probably another Walmart pickup, have just been sort of sitting idly by, waiting for me to haul them. The only thing I can think of is that I bought this for spring and then never wore it. It is kind of reminiscent and sort of reminding me of like Bikini So Teeny by Essie. It is a powder blue with some subtle shimmer. I don't really think that the shimmer shows up too much on the nail. It just sort of provides a little bit of a sheen on the nail. You're not going to see any contrasting glimmer or glowiness, but it is a nice blue. I can't say that I dislike it, but it will be one of those colors that I come back here in the future and do some side-by-side comparisons of other colors in this family and see if it's worth keeping in my collection, because like I said, I hate the brushes on these. I really have stopped now even looking at these in the store because I cannot stand the brush. It's far too narrow, it's far too long. I know there are some worse ones out there that are insanely long and really difficult to work with, but I really prefer the wider brushes, especially this one here that the Essie bottle had as far as my preferences. So this one might be getting the axe here before I even get a chance to wear it, but we'll see. In any case, that was Sally Hansen's Hard Bitten. Next up are two more LA colors. These I bought for summer and then they sat in my hauling section. So that's my bad. I did decide to swatch these two next to the Trust Fund Beauty so that you could see all of the pinks together. They are definitely different. This is the lightest, then they're going to be followed in the sort of shade ombre order, if you will. The one that we're going to be talking about next is the LA Colors Family Ties. This one is going to be the mid-toned pink. It is a little darker than Fly Private by Trust Fund Beauty. I think I like this tone of pink better than I like this one. This one is a bit more whited out, which you can't even see because of the glare, but this one is a bit more whited out than Family Ties. And because of that, it's, as of now, not my favorite. But this is a beautiful tone. I really enjoyed the saturation of this color. The tone is a little bit leaning towards that purple side of things, so I really, really like this one. The brushes, though, oh my goodness. It's not even the brush themselves, because the brush itself is not that bad, but it is a fuller brush. As you can see, it sort of has a rounded oval shape of the brush. The width of it is fine. It's just too poofy. Also, the stem of it is so short. It's just not something that I'm used to, so I thought I'd mention it in case you've been eyeing these and haven't tried them before. If that's something that's going to bother you, it's definitely not worth it. I mean, they're cheap. I think these are like $2.98 or something at Walmart. At the same time, if you get them home and that's going to frustrate you and ruin the experience of the polish, that's just something to sort of keep in mind for these, because it's definitely not something that I even considered before swatching this. So I think I do have more of these around. I just maybe never swatched them before, but that was my experience. Hated the brushes, like adamantly hated the brush and how it felt to swatch these, but the color's gorgeous, so I'll have to see how it feels to actually put it on myself. It might not be as bad as it felt to do the swatch, or it might be worse. You never know. In any case, this one was Family Ties, and that was by LA Colors. The color's nice though, and the formula wasn't too horrendous. I might just try to switch up the brush, possibly, but we'll see if it comes to that, because I will, again, have to come back with these hotter pinks that I've been buying for the last few months here this summer, and see which ones I want to keep. On that note, I do plan on doing a little bit more of a fine-tuned, curated collection. I know I've been doing nothing but hauls here probably all this year, so I don't want you guys to get the impression that all I'm doing is buying nail polish and hoarding them, so to speak. I will try to be doing a fine-tuning of my collection and keeping polishes that I really, really love. So in any case, this one will be doing some comparisons of and seeing which colors I like the most. But this one was Family Ties, and so far, I mean, I like the color, but like I said, the brush, ugh, no. Alright, next up in the same line and similar issues with the brush because it's the same collection is this one called Legend. This one, color-wise, of all three, I think I liked the best, probably because it is the deeper tone of all three. These actually would make a really beautiful ombre together. What, baby girl? Yes, I hear you, sweetheart. Yes, I see you, my angel tiny face. There's not really room up here, sweetheart. You're not gonna like the smell. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? But this one of the three is my favorite. I think it is something to do with the fact that this does lean way more purple than the other two. I think if you did compare it to a purple, obviously it's going to be pink, but it's in that fuchsia, magenta sort of range of pink, and I do really like that tone of pink. So of the three, like I said, it's my favorite, but again, the brush on these is just not my favorite. And again, not something that I really considered before buying these. So just again, something to consider, but I do love the colors. These are supposed to also last up to 10 days. That's pretty impressive. In any case, this one was called Legend, and it's a beautiful color. Lastly is the darkest color of all of them in the haul. In fact, it's not really even showing up very well on camera, at least from my little viewfinder, but it is an OPI, and it is called DS Mystery. This one is a gorgeous deep, deep purple, and it has a bunch of this gorgeous glass fleck shimmer in it. Really beautiful shades of like gold and pink, and I think I see a little bit of green. It's not a very bright green, but it is in there, and possibly little speckles of like blue or even purple popping up. It is really, really gorgeous. I'm not sure how much of it is going to be showing up on camera. I think you can definitely see the gold, but I'm not sure that the other nuanced and more subtle colors are going to be coming through on your screen. But it is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. These DS shades are really spectacular. They're sort of in their more indie formulas than your standard OPI shades. And like I said, I forgot where I got this one, but I was really excited to find a DS at the time. My guess is TJ Maxx, but I could have gotten it at a couple other places. I could have even gotten it at Grocery Outlet now that I'm thinking about it, because Grocery Outlet doesn't usually put stickers on it. TJ Maxx does, and this one didn't have a sticker for me to take off of. But in any case, that was OPI's DS Mystery, and it is a beautiful color. I think perfect for fall. So we'll see if I add it to my fall rack. But there you have it. That was my little collection of polishes that I wanted to share with you today from a number of different places. Let me know down below which ones were your favorites, and if you have any from Trust Fund Beauty that you find interesting, that are your favorites. And let me know if you hate the brushes on the ones that I mentioned. I'd be curious to know what your preferences are. I have some favorites and I have some least favorites, to be sure. In any case, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Make sure to like and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in that next video.